Hey, you friends. Hope y'all guys are doing well out there. It's like 9:45, the 27th of November, 2023. So it's been a good day. I've been looking forward to talking to y'all guys all day long. I think it's really neat getting to do these relapse prevention or relapse awareness videos throughout the holiday. I'm going to try and be more regular. So even tonight, I was thinking to myself, I could do it tomorrow, and no way. I've looked forward to this all day long. I'm going to sit down and do it. I don't care how it goes. I'm going to try and make it a little bit shorter this time around. Also, I want to bring something to clarity for you. Every day of my life is always working on something. So my project today, through editing my videos recently, I've discovered I've started to say in between saying things. I've had to bring that to the front of my mind now so that I can avoid doing it. It's like building any kind of routine. We get into these little routines and don't realize it. I didn't realize that I was saying so often. Now that I know I am, I can catch myself when it happens, and I can be aware while I'm talking to you not to do it. I think that's really neat because I can reckon that to the topic of relapse, basically. Because we are aware that we might, we are aware that we have, and we don't want to. So by making it conscious in our mind, it allows us to catch ourselves ahead of time, or afterwards, again, remind ourselves, oops, do that better. So I'm hoping somewhere through here, I'm going to accidentally slip the word in here and have an aha moment. Not a moment. Okay, so really good day. Woke up with a little bit of a ratcheted feeling, kind of. You ever have those days where you get out of bed and it's just a little bit of an annoyance? I think sometimes my brain goes to the juggling of everything and thinking about, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And I've done that all night long probably, in my subconscious, so I wake up a little bit rattled. I just put my smile on, I get my cup of coffee, and I go greet the day. And it's a really good day. I take the day as it goes. And if there's a bad 5 minutes, I don't allow that 5 minutes to run the rest of my day. So really, I didn't have any bad 5 minutes. It was an excellent day. Even got something neat in the mail that I want to show y'all guys. It's over here. I'll show you later, so stay tuned, right? I said not So, the end of the day, I was kind of still a little bit not feeling too, there was something lacking. So I stopped and thought to myself, it's been a while since I had any self-care, and I've been cooking a lot for myself. It's all mainly camp food because I don't want to sit down and take the time to do a 5-course meal or something. So I thought I'd go down to the Joyful Thai there in Tonasket. Really good food. I really like stopping by. The people are nice and they serve big portions. I figured I could get like some pork chow mein. It would last me for 2 days. I have 2 dinners and it's a little bit of self-care. I don't have to cook. It's really good. And I could use the drive. I actually had a whole tank of gas, which is good because I need to save it for when I need to go do groceries. Like I said earlier, I'm always juggling in life. I have to make sure I have what I have now that I'm going to need later to get what I'm going to need after that, if that makes sense. I drive all the way into town. Pickup truck is running fine. It's been running pretty well lately. And just as I pull into the store, because I park in the middle of town and walk, Tonasset's small, and I like to see the scenery and wave hi to everybody. So I pull into the store, and just as I do, my pickup truck dies. I know that because the pedals go mushy, right? You know, like the brake stops, and then the gas is just mushy, and nothing happens, and I just coasted into a spot. I was a little bit agitated by it, because everything is always breaking down, right? I get all this stuff to work, and then this stuff, something breaks over here, or this doesn't run right. There's always a thing. And so when things are running right, it's kind of nice. So something goes wrong, and I get that kind of feeling. I didn't let it get me down. This has happened before. It's flooded out for some reason. It flooded. So it just needs to sit for 20, 30 minutes, let all the fumes evaporate, and then it'll start. So I decide, well, I might as well go get my food. And I started walking for the Happy Thai. Well, I got to the Happy Thai and they were closed. And it was such a bummer. My whole mission, everything popped up in my brain. First off, I should be at home cooking right now. Second, I'm going to use a quarter tank of gas, and really, this is the only thing I needed from town. I did pick up some mouse traps, which was good, because the mice are bad since it's gotten cold out. And I did it. I said, I walked back to my pickup truck, waited a little while, started it, and came home. I was starting to feel this agitated feeling inside me. Now, it's different than the sad agitation. I wish I could describe the symptoms of it better. So the like irritated agitation kind of comes up over my back. It's a little bit in my chest like regular anxiety, but then it's also kind of on my back, kind of like somebody tapping my shoulder, right? I'm driving home, I'm enjoying it. I'm thinking about, hey, at least the heater runs. It started up, it's sounding good, no problem, we'll get it all taken care of. And I started to think about doing my video here. And that's where I kind of came up with my topic. Now I've noticed how long this has already taken. I told myself I was going to cut it down. We're at 6 minutes now. So I remember in my early recovery being rather fragile. And so those feelings of anxiety or that of life, you know, one thing after the next just tapping me on the shoulder, finally, like somebody who swats the hand away and screams, "Stop tapping me," I would go drink or use. And that's where on my drive home, I actually started smiling to myself, because the whole day, the way to think about it, the way to fix it, the way to pull myself out of those negative feelings was to realize that I was going to get to sit down and talk to y'all guys tonight about it. And then I had something relevant to talk about. So we're at like 7 minutes and I haven't even brought up the subject. So I have it written down over here. It's things, ideas, and people that we have to kind of get over on our road to recovery. Hang on, I gotta turn this off and on. And this will be the last time I have to do this, guys. I really thought about where those agitated feelings came from. And for me, in large parts, it's not having everything that I need to have, and then comparing to other people that have those things I could use, and then where I should be in life if I hadn't been set back. And there's all these different frustrations that boil up on top of not knowing what I'm going to do now. I know that the world right now is in a state where a lot of people are in situations that are really difficult to deal with, and we're all juggling from time to time. When all the little things add up over a long period of time, it can cause relapses, and not just relapses in abstinence-based sobriety, the absence of drugs and alcohol. It can be relapse in negative life events as well. I said, see, I'm not ready to reel it back in yet, but I did it. Oh no, is that an relapse? We'll call it a slip. That'll be something for a different video. The things that I had lost while burning up my life drinking and drugging really bugged me afterwards, because I had got my life back together. I didn't get my things back though. And so when I finally started building a life, like now, I'm successful in life because I have a trajectory and I build on that trajectory. It's slow and yet it goes somewhere. So I have the ability to build off of that. When I got that, the stability that my life has now, I started getting back the things, particularly that I was a little bit upset about having lost. I'd go through the list. I don't want to make this a poor me video though. Everybody loses things in life. And if we can, without obsessing about it, get those things back, it kind of helped me. For instance, I mean, I bought a video game. One of the things was a video game, right? Once I bought it, though, I don't even hardly ever use it. I play it maybe a couple times every other month or so. Having got it back, though, was important. And whether or not things should be important, the should in life never really matters much. I've come to kind of figure, because it does. And that's what matters. If we can find ways to put ourselves back together and get over the little things, the little tapping things, that's what's good. Because we all deserve good, happy, positive lives where we can have good interactions with the people around us and life in general. And feel good about ourselves too. Shame, regret, worry, guilt, these aren't natural things to be felt all of the time. And if we are, they need to be addressed and then kind of put away so that we can get back into a happier way of life. It's a recovery, you know. Ideas. I had ideas throughout my youth and then throughout my adolescence and my young adulthood of the way that life was going to be. The things I wanted, the places I was going, the people I was going to be there with. And at some point, it all came crashing down. It seems like there are points in the crash where we can get out of it and all is forgiven and we can go on. It's not over though, and we crash again. And for me, that just happened over and over until finally I started getting my crap together. I couldn't pull out of it again though. And so the world that I had imagined was going to exist for my future disappeared and didn't look anything like that anymore. And in a lot of ways, it never really did. In a lot of ways, I was living in an idealized version of my world with an idealized version of the people in it and myself. And after recovery, after we hit the rock bottom for the last time, even if junk happens after that, right? This is a relapse video. I did it again. When we hit the ground for the last time, those ideas and stuff, even if we've accepted it, they're still in the back of our heads sometimes. That's at least how it was for me. And the only way that I was kind of able to get away from that was to build a new idea of my future. Something positive, something beautiful, something realistic, though hard, and something that I could spend the rest of my life working for, basically. I find for me, and for a lot of humans that I've talked to, purpose is very important for us. And we're very shapeable. We're very adaptable. We have a beautiful imagination. We can come up with futures for ourselves that'll be beautiful. All right, so that brings me to people, and I just scribbled this down on the whiteboard. It's just the title of my video. And had I had more Sharpie or dry erase, I'd be doing a video about the anhedonic scale at the tail end of this. I don't, though. So, people, for me, were the hardest things to get over. Losing, I guess, in recovery. They say we have to change people, places, and things. And people for me also goes with ideas. And I guess that's a large part of the reason that there's so much work done in early recovery, writing, so that we can kind of figure it all out. I had so many ideas with people. I had so many people in my life that I wanted to have a future with. I've run into a lot of people that I thought were going to be in my life forever. And then they weren't. And that's hard to get over for human beings. Some of us more than others. I can't really tell you how I've done it. I've found a way to make everything okay. I suppose, hang on, let me turn this off and back on real quick. When I miss people, I suppose is what it's all really about. I remember the life that I had with them, almost as if it was a dream, and yet it was real and a real experience. And all of the time I've spent with all of the people, that whether they've meant a little bit to me or everything to me, when I miss them now, I stop and I think, and I remember specific memories. I go through it in my head again. And I realize that though it isn't anything that was able to continue on, like a dream, it ended, it was such a beautiful life experience. And better than a dream, it was an experience that I shared with other people. And so it's real and it's out there. And sometimes I guess I do think to myself, I wonder if they think about me every now and then. And that's for about everybody. However, I guess, as often as they float into my mind, I'm bound to float into theirs. Some of them more than others. I was quite a disaster for a little bit. Yeah. Kind of weird energy for the video to go in all of a sudden, isn't it? Dang. We were rolling before this. People are hard. There's a lot of unrealistic expectations and stuff, a lot of ways that life can just turn into life, and we do what we can, either by making amends or by what I've always liked is the idea of a living amends, I guess, is really what saved me. It's not so much though that I want to say I'm sorry to anybody, as much as getting on the road again, Next time I should think about all the topics a little bit more before I do my video. Okay, you want to see what I got in the mail today? Really cool. Okay. Oh, and I'll show you those later. So, here on my YouTube, I have a YouTube store where I can actually sell my own merchandise. A few of my friends out there have bought stuff. It's really cool. And something that I really worked for. YouTube is, I did it again. It's all right. I'll wean out of it. I will. I can make it work. Don't beat myself up over it. See? I can make it work. Don't beat myself up over it. Do better next time. So, what happened is I've worked really hard here on YouTube to be able to have these adventures with y'all guys and be able to reach so many people and somewhat make an existence off of it, I guess, because y'all guys help me every time that you watch the video. It tells the analytics that I'm relevant. They pay me for the ads now. YouTube is basically my career, and I've worked very diligently towards it because I put a lot of time and effort into all my videos. And when YouTube let me be a member of the partnership program, is what it's called, they gave me things that I could work towards. That's the reason that now I have music on some of my videos. That's actually licensed music that is very difficult to get, and they've made me a beta creator or a beta tester for the music, which is one of my major achievements. Then they gave me the shop. Now, I'm not sure, everybody might have got this at some point. It's just really neat to have worked so hard for it, and I was very proud when I was able to make the shop, because I don't have good follow-through. One of the things that I told myself I wanted when I started putting myself together was follow-through on stuff. So it's step by step. As soon as I got this shop on YouTube, I was like, okay, turn it on, let's do it. And I didn't realize I had to take like 9 more steps. I had to go on to Teespring and start an account and start a store and all this stuff. So it's something I really worked towards. I finally got my artwork out on it. Long story short, this morning this came in the mail for me. Now, most of the time I can't afford to buy my own merch. So somebody, it wasn't marked or anything, there was no note, sent me one of my own cups, my own coffee cups from my store. Check it out. It's my Never Give Up, Never Surrender Matt Brown YouTube mug. And it's awesome too. I knew it was going to be high quality. This baby is really high quality though. And the porcelain is really smooth. There's no 3D feeling or anything on it. It's really cool. So whoever sent it to me, thank you so very much. It totally added to my day. Yeah, I'm getting back into the thing. Oh, set that out there. Gotta present the merchandise. I'm just playing, guys. Sure is cool having you in my life. I really appreciate it. It's nice to be able to sit down with you like this. I'm going to try and get a little bit better at refining what I'm talking about and not taking so long and not dribbling on and stuff. So this is kind of just a new format we're playing with. And I guess that's what I've got for tonight. So, inspirational. Benjamin Franklin once said, I didn't fail 780 times to make a light bulb. I discovered 780 different ways not to make a light bulb. Remember, guys, we have it inside of us what we need. Never give up, never surrender.